Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video of Fox Reacts. Today we're checking out from Popcross Videos, Cuphead bosses as Folktale creatures. Let's hop in and see who is turned into what.
It starts out with the two main characters being forced to strike a deal with the devil to save their souls. And that concept very quickly inspires, in my mind personally, imagery of grim tales and folklore. So I thought it would be kind of fun, and since I've been getting lots of requests from my subscribers to do a Cuphead-focused video, to take some of the bosses from Cuphead and redesign them into folktale sorts of monsters.
Oh,
and of course
like
this is kind of just another
calamari.
excuse to take cartoony sorts of characters and
Gross.
redesign them into
Gross.
more fleshed out, creepy versions of themselves.
Nice.
But what the heck, I like making that kind of stuff, people like watching it, so why not do more of it? So
We
let's
do
get
like
into it,
watching
shall
it.
we? Let's go. I'm gonna fix the squeakiness eventually, don't worry. But let's go.
I didn't
Hit
even
like
notice it until you
if
pointed
want.
it out.
Subscribe if you feel like. But either way, enjoy the show.
Let's go.
Tales of poor, unsuspecting
the
souls
devil
making deals
himself.
with a devil at a crossroads run rampant through taverns and small villages these days. Because of this, many know it is never worthwhile to trade your life to Hellspawn for trivial, superficial achievements or cravings.
Most
In a
not
deal
for
with
your
such
own
a fiend,
sake.
you never truly gain more than you lose. Apropos of that knowledge, many would suspect that those least likely to strike a deal with the devil would be one who hunts mysterious and supernatural entities for a living,
Oh,
such
kind of like
as
a
a
Ghost
member
Rider
of
that
the
make a deal.
well-renowned Van Helsing family, to
Oh, the
whom
Van
I am a
Helsings, that makes
ward and
sense.
research assistant. And yet, Annelies Van Helsing, granddaughter to Abraham Van Helsing, has done that very thing. I was alongside her at the
poor
time,
fool.
assisting her in summoning the devil who'd been rumored to be appearing to travelers at any crossroads near a casino called the King's Dice. This was one of the unfortunate
King
times
Dice.
in which
Nice.
it was irrefutable that I'd be an asset in the field
Wonder what
with
he'll
her,
look like.
as I'm the one who keeps memorized all the incantations and rituals that can summon a devil, such as the one we hunted.
Guys,
We
a
were
living
not there
book.
intending to strike a deal with the devil, obviously, and yet, to little surprise, when we drew him to us at those crossroads, he was a very charming and devious being, despite
Normal.
his menacing, skew-eyed, goat-like appearance. He recognized
Skew-eyed.
Annelies's
That pretty much just
family
means he's
crest
like,
quickly
with his
and
eyes
claimed he was
constantly.
happy to see her, and that he could assist her in her work. He claimed many unsavory beings and creatures had struck deals with him and owed him a debt they'd refused to pay. As a result, he felt it more than fitting that they pay with their lives at the hands of a Van Helsing, and he was more
I
than
could see
willing to
that.
provide her with their locations
be an
and
interesting
abilities
game.
if she spared his life. Now this, of course, from afar seems like a more than fair deal, but it coming from a crossroads devil is the only red flag one should need to realize that it is not
Oh, I didn't
worth
see the horns on the
agreeing to.
sides.
Annelies
Look at that.
may not have been signing her life away, but in my opinion, which I stated quite firmly to little recognition, she should have been well aware that in a deal with the devil eventually always wins.
Even as the King Dice says, the devil's got his pride. No, wait. Ah, crap, I don't remember how it went. Forget it. I'm
The
not gonna
first
beat
of the
myself over it.
Crossroad Devils
Oh, here we go.
conspirators that we sought was one that had already drawn some attention from the Van Helsings. Tales of her had been told as words of warning to
Ooh.
children in small towns in France. They were told that if they wandered too far alone into the woods at night, they'd come across a sweet scent that would draw them to the castle of
This
the
is interesting.
Bonbon Witch. She'd appear at first to be as sweet and inviting as the candies from which her castle is made. She introduces herself as a baroness to this candy kingdom and makes you feel welcome
Baroness
and your
von
presence
Bonbon.
appreciated. She even has adorable little minions made from sweets that wander around her grounds and encourage travelers to
They're all
take a
little
bite
cute.
of her enticing abode.
Though,
Of
still
course, the
deadly.
moment you do this, you'll begin to feel queasy and faint. Soon after, your body will fail you and you'll fall to the ground, your eyes beginning to droop shut, only to see
Uh-oh.
the pawns of the witch and her herself looming towards you
Sugar
with a
coma.
ravenous gaze. The witch will twirl her cane and in doing so magically convert her lower half, once appearing as a vibrant and elegant dress, into the maw of a horrific candy fiend. Tendrils will shoot forth from her and wrap you up, and hopefully you'll fall unconscious before you're pulled in and chewed apart by the cruel candy witch. Personally, I cannot imagine myself having any interest in taking a bite of a residence made from sweets, even without the knowledge of this tale. Who knows how old those candies could be and what manner of forest creatures may have urinated upon those walls. Ugh. Anyhow, Annalise's deal with the devil gave us little new information about this witch, other than more specifics about her exact location. I suppose that was worthwhile information to have and made hunting her all the more prompt an activity. Upon our approach, the witch very quickly locked herself away in her tower and sent her minions to try and slay us for her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This, of course, resulted in myself getting far more running in that day than I would have liked, while Annalise reveled in the battle. When many of the minions were defeated, the Baroness appeared atop the walls of her castle and fired upon us with a blunderbuss made from sweets. When that failed, she twirled her cane around and her entire castle awoke into a beastly monster akin to the one that she can spawn from her dress. The beast battered me around quite a bit, of course, but soon enough the witch found she was no match for the sharp shot of a Van Helsing.
Well, I have to say, this is actually a very nice Baroness Bon. A Baroness Bon. I switched the B and the V. Whoops.
The next being we looked into was a djinn, or genie, a type of being we'd dealt with before, though never quickly or easily. They are magical beings who can shapeshift, turn invisible, and do all manner of trickery magic to fool people, and often to do much worse.
Of course, these things
they are ancient enough beings to even have mention in the Quran, the religious texts of Islam. In the texts, it is stated that it is highly frowned upon for people to worship a jinn, though many have been very tempted to do just that. More often than not, we've hunted down these treacherous spirits in Arabia, though they have been found in other parts of the world as well.
Not good.
This one we sought, under the devil's advisement, had made a home for itself in Egypt. As some jinns have before, this one was bound to an object, in this case, a lamp, though that was doing little to strain its magical abilities. This was a result of his deal with the devil. The lamp had made him a slave to whoever found the lamp and rubbed it. He was tired of this occurrence and attempted to hide away in the desert, even going inside a sealed tomb for peace and quiet. But eventually, tomb raiders found him and took advantage of his abilities once more. The jinn's deal with the devil meant that he would be totally free from servitude, even if someone found and rubbed his lamp. But he'd also meet the devil once every 13 months to grant the devil whatever he craved. The jinn had allegedly missed the last 2 meetings with the devil, hence us being granted information from the fiend on how to hunt him down. It wasn't long before we were in Egypt in the region disclosed by the devil, and were hearing tales of those who'd fallen prey to the jinn. It seemed it was now reveling in taking revenge on humans for thinking they could enslave such a powerful spirit. He would seek out people with a strong desire for wealth or power, place his lamp in their path, and hope that they'd rub the lamp to try and take advantage of his powers. He'd then act as though he was under their servitude. Then, once they'd made their first wish, he'd grant them a cruel opposite to what they desired, taking any wealth from them, weakening their body, even turning them into a speechless mule. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure how Annalise ended up getting close enough to defeat the jinn. When we finally located him, I spent much of the time being chased by an oversized marionette doll magically spawned by the being, as well as a floating parade of pyramids that were firing beams of dark lightning. Its defeat came
That's
simply
stage,
by
2
Anneliese
and-
destroying
no,
the
3 and
lamp,
4.
as if a djinn is bound
fight.
to a physical object, the destruction of such object leads to its demise. She did praise me upon its defeat for distracting it so well, so I suppose I was helping more so than simply by providing information.
Good enough, I guess.
Though, to be honest once more, the latter is my preferred form of assistance.
Well, I'd say that would have been a very interesting fight since he was going up against stage 3 and 4.
The creature we see
Or would have been stage
Cheddar,
4. Oh,
you
crap.
with the cheese, didn't
Apologies about that, folks. I didn't see that ad was coming.
next
got
from the
Calamari.
Devil's roster is a sea gorgon. Gorgons are not new to the Van Helsings, though they haven't hunted any in my time assisting them. It is also quite uncommon for one to reside predominantly in water, but the deal this one struck with the devil made her a very unique case. Prior
so?
to becoming a gorgon, this creature was a young woman named Maria. She loved the seaside and spent much of
Nice.
her days by the beach. She was also a very flirtatious woman who many of the men in town lusted after, and she'd often encourage their
Understandable.
desires of her without actually having any interest in them herself. The
That's
only man in
cool.
town she craved was married and faithful. For a while, anyhow.
There it is.
Eventually, Maria managed to seduce the man, and his wife discovered the treachery. She prayed to the ancient
Damn.
Greek goddess Athena to curse the seductress in a similar regard to the mythical tales of Medusa. Her prayers were apparently answered, as Maria was turned into a snake-like creature whose eyes could turn any who looked
okay.
upon them to stone, and her first
Interesting
victim
concept.
was the man she'd just lured away from his wife. After turning a man to stone, Maria was chased from town and spent time hiding in seaside caverns, where she'd lure in passers-by to petrify. But soon, brave warriors would seek her out to hunt her, and many got very
Classic.
close to slaying this gorgon. This was when she struck a deal with the devil. She was sick of adventurers seeking her out on land, so she wanted a home where she could more easily avoid being slain in her sleep. Not
Thus,
only did the
the
devil
ocean.
grant her the ability to live and breathe underwater, but he gave her the ability to control sea life around her. Now she lurks in the ocean waters,
that
hunting
explains
down
the,
and
attacks
petrifying
he has.
whole ships at a time, causing them to sink to the depths of the sea, where she crafts a proverbial kingdom of stone subjects to keep her company. What comes for us will be far from a simple hunt. Gorgons are
no
difficult
duh.
prey without additional abilities, seeing as how we cannot look directly upon them without risk of turning to stone. But having one able to slink
It's a
off into the
sea
sea
gorgon.
only to arise anywhere
Seagull?
around us will make her a more than dangerous
gourmet?
foe. At least a
something like that.
seafaring hunt will mean I can't be chased on foot by any of her C-word minions. Though,
Yep.
seeing as how I am a far faster runner than I am swimmer, I may regret seeing this terrain as providing any positive changes.
True. I mean, you could probably stay on a boat or... Oh wait, no, the cave sequence. Just to keep ahead. Keep ahead, I didn't mean
So,
that.
Cuphead, folktale creatures, are either of these things you want to see me work with again? Let me know in the comments. This is actually the second episode in what could be a series on this channel. I did Monster Hunter creatures as folktale beasts earlier.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
link that video in the cards.
never watched
think
that
the
one,
art
though.
might have turned out a little bit more interesting in that episode, but I do like how both turned out. But besides that, that's all for today, except of course for ending this video on some kind of positive or inspiring note.
What
And
you
the
got to
thought I
say?
want to leave people with today is a line from a motivational speaker that I really like named Lisa Nichols, and I don't
Oh.
really know what context to put it in to make it an insightful, inspirational line, but it just really stuck with me when I heard her say it, and that's, I like myself, so your like is extra. It basically just
Oh,
goes
that
back to a
actually makes a
concept
lot
I've
of
talked
sense.
about lots before, which is that if you like yourself, you don't need other people to like you.
Yeah, the
With
whole
that
thing
said,
of
though, this is a
self-love.
YouTube channel and likes do help, so, if you haven't hit the like button, that would be great. But I also, don't need you to. Anyway, I hope that's inspiring to someone out there. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next episode on Monday. Famous video
Oh, wait.
game characters as fantasy armors. I'll see you there.
Oh, nice. Yes. Looks like that will be Fridays. Alright then, well folks, Thanks. I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Down in the description will be a link to the original video, so remember to support the original creator and all they do. And I'll see all of you folks next time. Peace.